Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the first video in the brand new series for 2021. Yes, we are starting it off with a brand new Impractical playthrough, and one from a game that is truly beloved in my heart, a game I really love, but also a challenge that has been in the back of my head for as long as I can remember. One, because I attempted this challenge a few years ago, but I never completed it. I did it on Twitch, I did a few streams, I was doing pretty bad, but I was somehow making it through. But now, I'm coming back with a second attempt. I'm going to finish this run. And I'm just gonna say, right now, preemptively, this is more than likely going to be the longest series in this channel's history. Because this game, while the main game, going through it regular, it's about 30 hours, not that long. Going through it the way I am with this challenge, it's easily going to be in the 70s or 100. Because there's a lot of grinding that's going to be required when I get to the end. If I can get to the end. And there's this uncertainty too, because usually when I'll do a challenge on this channel, I'm like, you know what? I think I can get through that. But with this one, I'm like, I'm 50-50. I'm like, you know, maybe I can get through it. But then there's that other half where I'm like, man, this game really ramps up really fast near the end. And I struggle sometimes playing it like standard leveling up. So going at it now with nothing, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a long journey. And I hope you're going to join along with me. Because there's going to be a lot of trials getting through it. But it should be pretty good. Yeah. Let's explain some stuff right now. So, Final Fantasy X, the HD remaster, I'm playing it on the Switch. I'm sorry for you PS2 fans. I'm not playing that version because I want, of course, HD. It looks nicer. But I want the International Edition changes. Even though some of those changes kind of are bad with Dark Aeons, so like certain things I have to really make sure I get in the first like going to places, but that's not a concern at all in this challenge. So yeah, what is no spear grid? So the no spear grid pretty much means that I cannot level up through the entire game. The spear grid is pretty much the system that lets all the playable characters in the game level up, and as they go through their individual grids, it allows them to gain abilities, gain stat points, and it's probably the biggest component in the game. I'm going to be going through the entire game. I am not going to touch it a single time. Now, there is one exception that I might make, but I'm going to wait until I feel, you know what, I'm going to do this, and it's for one ability in the game. And that is Flee for Titus. For Titus. Sorry. Flee for Titus. That is the one move that I am going to possibly allow myself to get. But everything else is off limits. I'm going to have the same base health and stats for every character through the game. And I'm going to have to employ a lot of strategies to get through certain battles. And a certain character is going to become the mainstay in every battle, and is going to be the only reason why this challenge is even possible. And you're probably wondering, like, hey, why are you just doing a no spear grid? You're not doing one of the cool challenges? Because for those of you who don't know, some people consider the no spear grid challenge easy. Now, as someone who actually played at least a little bit of it, I can't say that, because I was on a certain boss for like 3 hours playing this. But you know, some people, it's going to be easy for them. But like, some of these challenges that people add to it are like nuts. Like, there's one, I actually had to like save it right now so I can read it. It's an abbreviation. So like, this one is just NSG, no spear grid. But there's one, and I quote, is NSG, NS, NC, NO, NE, NNE, NBB. Now that might sound like the minds of a cult, but no, it stands for wait, let me get to it. No spear grid, no summon, no customize, no overdrives, no escape, no encounters, no blitzball. So, like, just when you think not leveling up is, like, hard enough, they're just adding on 100 other things. And the crazy part is that challenge is possible. Somebody actually beat that challenge. And I, for the life of me, do not know how they did it. Like, oh man. The length that some people go in these Final Fantasy challenges is like, I have to give them props because that stuff is not easy. Ooh. Arranged, original. Now listen, there's only one choice and it's original. When the time comes, I'm going to switch to arranged because I have a lot of things to say about the arranged soundtrack. I had a lot of things to say about it when I streamed it on release day back when the PS3 version came out. Because there are certain tracks that got butchered badly. But you know what? We're going to be playing original for the entire thing. And I'll only go to arranged in the moments where I need it. So yeah, we're going to watch this again. But you know what? This song's so good, I can watch it 100 times. I have no problems whatsoever with this track. And you know what? When this song plays again in the game, like near the end of the game, I'll be happy to see it again too. I'll be like, you know what? After everything I've been through, I'm glad to see this because that means I'm almost done. Like, if I hit this moment in the actual challenge, I'm going to be thrilled. That means like, dang, I legit got halfway through the challenge. But let me not say that right now. I don't want to jinx anything because, you know, I'm saying this, there could be a boss that I could be on for weeks. Like, that's my worry is that, some of this stuff might take me a while. Like, you might see like, oh man, he's releasing parts every week. And then you're going to see like, man, he hasn't released a part in like 2 months. What happened? It's like, Evray happened. Some other bosses happened. and you know what? I'm going to try and keep this as I can spoiler free to a certain degree. I wasn't trying to rhyme that. It just happened. But I'm going to try, like, for those who maybe are like, you know what? I want to watch this game for the first time. I'm not going to try and be like, yeah, this is the whole story right here in the beginning. I'll just discuss the stuff as it's happening, and I'll maybe allude to some things in there. But, yeah, this should be a good one.
Listen to my story.
This may be our last chance.
This may be our last chance.
Say it, James. Hey, you know, James Arnold Taylor, you did a really good job in this game. I stand by that. And I stand by that scene as well. And I'm going to discuss that scene when we get to it. I don't have to say what it is. Listen, if you've played Final Fantasy X, or if you've seen anything from this game, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. It's going to happen. I'm going to talk about it. And maybe you'll see it in a different light. You know, maybe you won't. But you know what? We'll get to that part when we get to it. Oh, it's already good. The original soundtrack. That was honestly the reason why I wanted to buy the Switch version. And also when it came to PS4 was just that, hey, the PS4 version is going to include the original soundtrack. Because the worst part about that PS3 version is that you're stuck with the arranged. And it's like, I don't want that. Like, oh, they butchered Wandering Flame. They butchered, like, a good percent of the tracks. And while there are some good ones, I'm going to call out, like, when there actually are good ones. A good portion of them, like, the whole mood of the track got changed, like, dramatically. I'm making up words right now. All right. Here we go, the most important choice in the entire game.
Can you sign this?
No
This point right here is really important. Because whatever name I pick, I am stuck with for 100 hours. Now, in my practice run that I did recently, I just named it NSG. Now, because I don't want to get confused and accidentally overwrite anything, I don't know if I should just call it NSG. And I really don't want to go NSG space GWC because some of the space stuff with like names gets really funky. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go NSG. And I think I'm just going to go Titus. I'm at least keeping the original name, and I'm at least saying, hey, no Spear Grid. So it's gonna be the first time in probably Impractical playthrough history, or in a GWC history, where I'm naming a character something that's not GWC. But you know what? 2021, things gotta change. And also, the only reason why I'm not calling it GWC is because the first save I made on this, I called it just GWC, and I don't want to risk overwriting that save, because that's like my main one that I play. It's just like, I don't want to accidentally overwrite my like long file. It's like, then I have to like do the chocobo race again. Like, I really don't want to do that again.
I'll do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
He's blocking the front row. It's from the right.
Got it.
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me. 2, 3. Teach us how to blitz. Hey, I got a game to play. Then teach us after. Maybe tonight? Well, you can't tonight. I mean tomorrow. Promise? Promise.
Tonight?
Watch.
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I told you. I have problems. I have played this game so many times since it came out. I remember renting it from Blockbuster, like release day, or at least that week of release. And like, of course, like coming from like Final Fantasy VII and going to this, and like, it was like, I was blown away. Just the voice acting, the graphics, and over time, like I rented the game like probably like 5-6 times. And when I finally did get my copy, like I would just play it over and over again. Like, this is a game where I can't count how many times I've played it. Like, or just started fresh files and played it. Like, I put in hours in Final Fantasy X.
My dad must have been his biggest fan.
I should figure out, because I was watching a stream the other day, and like, apparently talking to somebody on this road, they give you potions. Maybe it was like something with the PC version, because I've never seen that.
My dad and I never talked.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why that happened. That must have been some like PC mod or something. But yeah, I played this game a whole bunch. And one thing I'm also going to bring out throughout this run, I have in front of me, you can't see it, I have the Final Fantasy X strategy guide from when I got it back then. My jacked up, like torn to shreds strategy guide that has been through like war. Like, it looks like it got attacked by Sin. Like, this thing is jacked up. Some pages are destroyed. But the thing that is good about this, at least, is that it at least gives me an idea of, okay, this boss has this much health and this and that. And it's also got some guide stuff in the back that's going to prove very useful near the end. And now for this song, Otherworld. Dun, 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 dun. Like, the song's so corny and so good. I gotta know the day you don't you give up on it. You got the hand that feed you. Like, it's so stupid. Hey, and look, there's the best character in the entire game. Possibly the Final Fantasy series. I'm gonna get to Auron. But I stand by that statement right there. He's up there for me. If I had to put my top 10 Final Fantasy characters, Auron's in that top 10. I'm still mad we never got the Auron game. But you know, I will accept he was in Kingdom Hearts too. I'll take that. think I just realized. I don't know. I think they zoomed in to force a 16:9. Cause I'm just kind of like thinking back on the cutscene from the PS2 version, and I think it's cropped. Cause there's a certain like section I feel like it's like missing in certain scenes where I'm like, oh, I remember there's like a guy in the bottom during the scene with Orin on the bridge. I don't know. I didn't notice that before that they cropped it. But now it's super apparent. I shouldn't have noticed that. And honestly, I think that's not helping is that, like, you can see the artifacts in the video, which I didn't notice before, but I think because I'm playing this now on a 4K TV and it's upscaling it, it's definitely not helping. Still a great cinematic, though. Like, Square, when it comes to their cinematics, they are the best in the business. Next to Capcom, like, their cinematics still stand the test of time. I still don't think anything to this day is ever going to touch Onimusha 3's opening. It's one of the rawest cinematics in gaming history. Like, that's the way you start a game off. Like, the game hasn't even started and you're already like, this is going to be the greatest game of all time.
What are you talking about?
But enough about Onimusha 3. It's time to get back to this game. Oh, damn, I shouldn't have brought that up, but now I'm like, oh, dang. Onimusha sounds pretty good right now. I'd like to play that. Damn, Capcom, where's that Onimusha 2 remaster at? They did 1. They just straight up forgot 2 and 3. But that sounds good right now. Like, oh, they missed out on the best games.
Huh?
It begins.
Don't cry.
What?
Don't cry.
You.
What the?
Music's still good. Hey, wait.
Wait!
Not this way. Look. We called it sin. Sin?
Hey, not this way.
Yeah, you're gonna be saying this a lot for like the first few hours of the game. I'm just gonna be reciting it like word for word. Like I said, I played this game to a scary degree back then.
Call it sin.
Sin?
Well, actually, I should. While this, let me pop that strategy guide out. Let me get my stuff ready for this part. I don't want to die here now. Oh, I didn't realize that enemy had that much health. Huh. I actually am learning some new stuff looking at the strategy guide. But honestly, I'm using the strategy guide not as an actual guide. More as just like what does the strategy guide recommend in some of these strategies for battles. I honestly am going to say the biggest help that's going to be my crutch in a lot of this is Dark Kefka's video guide he made back in 2006 and 7 when he was going through the new No Spear Grid for the first time. Now, if you don't know the name Dark Kefka on YouTube, then you haven't been watching Final Fantasy stuff for a while, because back then, that dude was the king of Final Fantasy. Especially when it came to X. Like, I still remember to this day, there's a video of him. He's fighting Penance, the, like, ultimate final boss in this game. And his playtime had, like, 500 to 800 hours on it. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Like, that dude's dedication to X is, like, next level. But his guide also plays a very key role, because just seeing his kind of strategy lets me know what to do in certain battles. So, in certain parts, if I really am stuck, I'm going to be using that guide. And to make sure also some other ones. And really, I'm using this guide so I don't lock myself at a certain point. Because when I was doing the Twitch playthrough of this, I was going about this in a very bad way. And the reason I can say that confidently is because I did a practice run of this a few weeks ago. And in a practice run, I made it a goal of mine to do a bit more grinding. And certain battles that I like struggled on for like hours when I did it on stream, I got through first time. And it was really because I grinded and kind of had a better idea going into it. I was kind of like on Twitch, I was kind of playing this like a regular playthrough. When you can't really do that. You have to like think outside the box in a lot of the battle strategies you do in bosses, and in just how you get through the overworld in regular battles, and just the amount of grinding you need. Like, that's the thing I didn't do. I would say, oh, I'm gonna grind here. I'd only be there for 20 minutes. Whereas this time, when I did the practice run, I would like be in an area for like 3 to 4 hours. Like when I was in the Thunder Plains, I grinded for a good like 3 hours to get all the necessary abilities, and it was an extreme help on my end. But I'm not going to be doing just 3 hours in the Thunder Plains, because now this is the real deal. I might be doing 4 hours. So it's going to be a mix of a lot of stuff. And I really should do Spiral Cut, but I think I'm going to save it. Like, one thing I'm going to make a goal is I'm going to try and get all of Titus's thing. I keep falling back on that. It's Titus! But I need to get all of Titus's overdrives pretty soon. Like, I really don't want to delay it. Man, I really just want to call him Titus. Like, you want to know why it's so hard? Is because it's like, for like, since I first got the game, it's like, oh, it's Titus. That's what I thought. Everyone else thought. And then finally, like, James Arnold Taylor came out a few years ago, and he was like, it's Titus. When I was doing the voice recording, they said it's Titus. So that's what it was. So now it's like, oh yeah, it's actually Titus. It throws me off because, like, sometimes I slip and I'm like, yeah, you know, Titus. I'm just like, dang it. I'm gonna get it though. Like, believe me, I'm not trying to do this on purpose. All right. And the first save of the game, we're good to go. I think we get to see. Look, my main file, my practice run, and you see the reason why I couldn't call it GWC or just NSG too. But let's keep going. Now, and I will say, just to be fair, the first few hours of this challenge are going to be very much the same. I will say, when I reach Mihin High Road, that is where the challenge is really going to start. Because that's where enemies can really start taking your party out pretty fast, where I might get taken out in like 1 to 2 hits. Mushroom Rock Road is where it starts getting like, okay, now I actually can die in battles. But the moment for me where I knew, oh, this is going to be hard, is when I reached the Thunder Plains, because there's a lot of enemies that take you out in 1 hit, and if you don't have like a first strike weapon on, you're done. Like, your whole party is dead. The only person who can probably survive is Auron, but like everybody else could just instantly die. Now, one thing I didn't mention here is that a few battle screens, like the first one you first like enter, you actually can get some overdrive like stuff, like the drive forms over there. So like the way you gain overdrives in this game, there's a lot of different ways you can gain it. So as you do battles, you gain different ones. So like the first one I'm probably gonna get is Warriors. So as I attack enemies, it fills up my overdrive mode. Right now I have Stoic on, which is the one that everybody has on by default, where as they get attacked, their overdrive fills up. But the one that I'm really going to want is Comrade, where if anybody else gets damaged, their overdrive fills up, because with a no spear grid, because everybody's health is so low, it's the best one probably to have. That and Stoic, because if you get hit, like as you get closer to the end of the game, it's a 1-hit kill, and will pretty much fill up your overdrive in an instant. So you're really going to want to have that one. And so like the area in the beginning is a really good place if you want to get the Loner overdrive, and I think Slayer, because the enemies can't damage you and you can just stay there as long as you want. So also throughout this playthrough, I'm going to also give tips and tricks where if you're just playing this game regular as well. So I'll talk about good grinding spots, good weapons, abilities, anything and everything. I want this to be kind of a culmination playthrough of a lot of different things. Since I've played this game for several years, I'm knowledgeable in a lot of different things about it. So I want to try and give as many facts and things as I can throughout it. And look, it works. My PS2 copy is so busted. When you get to that point in that cutscene, like for some reason the disc wouldn't load this cinematic. So for several years before I got it cleaned, I could never like start a fresh file because when Titus is hanging and before it does the transition into the cinematic, it would just be frozen there and it would soft lock the game. There was no way to get past it. And it wasn't until I finally got like the CD professionally cleaned that the game actually could work. And it was like that for me at the end of the game too. When I would fight Sin, like the game just would not load the next part. And it kind of sucked. I couldn't beat the game for a good bit because of that. But we're good to go. that little face is still pretty funny there. Hey! Hey! My old man?
My old man?
I told you I don't play around. We're here in Zenardkind.
I thought about a lot of things.
Like where I was.
Like where I was. What I got myself
Okay,
into.
I'm not going to do that for everything because it's going to get probably annoying on your end.
Lightheaded.
It's like, John, can you
And
stop? You're really ruining this
sleepy.
playthrough.
I think I had a dream. A dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone, beside me. So I didn't have to feel alone
But
anymore.
don't worry, I won't do it. I will try and stop myself from doing that. So you can enjoy the cutscenes as they are.
Anybody there? Aaron! Hey!
And with that, the game begins. Oh, it would begin had I not been on the Switch version. Because the Switch version added the quick recovery, which I can't even utilize because you have to, I believe you have to, it's a touchscreen only thing. Yeah, close when you touch the touchscreen or drag left. It's like, it's actually a nifty little thing, but you can only do it if you're playing in portable mode. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. So yeah, if I was going to speedrun this game, the Switch version's the worst version to use. Just because of that, because it like halts the game for like a good 20 seconds. Alright, but in this area there is some things we gotta do. And there is an important one. And I do have an embarrassing thing to say about this next point too. Okay, let me get this chest over here. And I'm gonna need as many of these potions as I can. They're gonna be very important. Introduction to Albed. Find Albed primers to help you decipher the strange Albed language. Alright. I can use previous save. Let me use this one for my main file. Alright. So I have a good amount of the Albed primers, but the unfortunate thing is I'm missing 4 of them, and these 4 are in areas that are completely missable. So I don't even remember what I was doing when I played the Switch version last year, but I somehow missed it. And this one in particular, I cannot believe I missed. When we get to this point in the game and you see where it is, you're gonna be saying, wow, I need glasses, because it is right in front of you. It is so hard to miss that I cannot believe I forgot it. And because I missed these, I actually made the challenge way harder. Because had I had all the Albed primers, there's a character in the game, he says, oh, you learned the language. Well, here's this item here. And the item he gives you is very crucial for one of the characters, and it pretty much breaks the whole challenge. So maybe it's a good thing I didn't get it, because if a challenge got hard, I could have this huge crutch of, well, I have this item here. But because I missed those 4 primers, I can't use them. So, yeah, for the remainder of this series, I'm going to have not all the Albed primers. It's not going to matter, but I definitely made the challenge harder on myself because of that. So I can't rely on like the crazy stuff. But don't worry, there is some items I can get later in the game that can make things much easier. And you know what? You might see me abuse some stuff too. So we'll get to that bridge when I get there. But we've got a long road before I can even get to that point where I can even consider that item. Okay. So like I said, the first few hours are going to be pretty standard. And I was almost considering, like, should I skip the first few hours of this game? But it wouldn't feel right to do a playthrough of the game and not have the whole thing. Like skipping the cutscenes. So I'm gonna show every cutscene in the game and every little thing I can show. There might be some cutting when it comes to like some of the battles later on. And I'm obviously not gonna show grinding, but I'm definitely going to try and show as much of the game as I can. So if you are a first-time watcher or someone who has played the game, then at least for a first-time watcher, it'll be like, oh, I can see the cutscenes. A long-time person who's played this game, everybody like, all right, I can skip this. I would be like, you can just skip it, but, I might say some stuff in these cutscenes. There's certain cutscenes I can't help myself. There's some line deliveries that are a little funny. Can be a little funky. So I might have some stuff to say in the cutscenes. But if that is your thing, you know what? Maybe I'll do like a little chapter select in the description of the video for those. Or maybe I won't. If you do see it there, cool. That means I did it. If you don't, it means I didn't want to put all that effort in, because that's a lot of time. But, oh well. Oh yeah, and we got our first taste of the battle theme. So get used to hearing that, because you're going to be hearing that probably a million times before the end of this thing is done. But we're hearing the good version, not the arranged. Although, to be fair, the arranged version isn't too bad. It's just a little different. Now, this track I can definitely say got a little butchered in the arranged track. I think in a bit I'll actually, when I get control again, I think I'll switch to arranged. So I'll play the next few tracks with the arranged soundtrack. Now we got this guy here. Ooh, 64, alright. We're done. See, that was an easy boss. Which I can't even say he was a boss, because he's dead. God, and this boss theme is so good. Like, every time it comes into the game, I get pumped every single time. There's not been a moment where I'm like, alright, I got hold of it. Like, it gets me pumped every time. Like, when a battle's about to start and you hear it just coming into the foreground, it's like, oh, it's about to throw down. There are a few boss themes in this game that are like that for me. there's one that I really love, but hearing it like scares me because the fight that the track is in is so hard that like I'm like not really wanting to fight him. All right, I made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
Like I said, I have issues with. All right, that's it. I'm gonna stop. For real this time. I am gonna stop. Oh man, it's kind of cold in my room. It's cold. Need fire.
Need fire.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I will stop. This track right here, really good. I love this track. You hear it a good amount of times in the game, so I'm happy about. There's some tracks that are really good. They only play like 1 to 2 times, which is kind of sad. Once this track plays in full, I think I'm gonna switch to the arranged track just so you can hear it. Okay, you know what? Well, we wait a bit. All right, here we go. Now, this is actually an example of the arranged track I actually do really enjoy. I think they arranged it quite well with this. Like, the string work sounds really nice. Like, it sounds really good. Like, honestly, the thing that I kind of will say with the arranged soundtrack, at least right now, and I'll bring it up later on too, is like all the notes are right, but the feel of what the track conveys is lost. Like, that's the thing I would say. Like, this is a good one, but I feel like in the original version, it portrays that kind of like cold feeling really well. And I feel like this one, it still does it, but not to the same degree because it has such a heavier emphasis on like the horns and the strings. But it's still really good. Like, don't get me wrong. I really like this interpretation of it. And I think for right now, I think I'll leave it arranged until I reach, actually, wait, dang, I don't want it, Yeah, you know what, I know where I'll turn back original on. I need food!
I need food.
I'm sorry, but that line's so good. I had to preemptively say it.
What do you want?
It was a bad call.
It was a bad call.
I'm sorry, John.
Your team lost because of you.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years.
It's
I thought
been
you'd be
10
crying.
years and you looked at me.
Who? Me?
You cried.
I'm like biting my tongue now, cause I'm just really wanting to just say the lines. Like, I'm just gonna be like, hey, don't go out on me. Just hold on. I won't say those lines again. I won't preemptively say them. That's what I'm probably thinking right now. I'm not preemptively saying another line in the game.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood.
Alright, here we go. So this is Click right here. He's ranging in at about 1,500 health. There's nothing too bad. But this is actually the first, you can't actually die to this guy. So I might have to heal, because you can't actually die. I have had it happen once, where I was just kind of careless and let it happen. And it was because I forgot to hit that save point before. So like when I got into this battle, I was still super weak from the previous fight, and I died instantly. And so right now you can hear the arranged boss battle thing. Oh, I forgot about that chest. Oh, there's a chest in the corner I forgot about. I think it has a high potion too. I always forget about that one. Dang it. And now for the worst outfit in the entire Final Fantasy series. As a kid, I was like, oh, this outfit is like... I was always scared to play this game in the living room because it's like this outfit's super revealing. And it's just like...
You on my side?
It's like, it's hard to explain this. Alright, and here we go. This is the character right here. This character is going to be in my party from start to finish. This character is the reason, like I said, this character is the reason why this no spear grid challenge is even possible. Okay, I should actually probably use a potion. Like another turn. And I guess I'll show that right now too, so you can see it and how the system in this game works. So with this battle system, you see in the top right, you see like the little grid. So right now, Titus is gonna go up, then question mark's gonna go, then Titus. They're gonna have their 2 turns, then the monster's gonna have a chance to attack. So that's the system at play in this game, where you can kind of see exactly what's gonna happen. You can plan out your stuff in advance. So if you know the boss is gonna strike in the next turn, you can make sure to heal people and preemptively get ready for the attack. And it works kind of in a really cool tactical way. And the reason why it's like that is because the battle designer for this game was the one who worked on Final Fantasy Tactics, which makes a lot of sense. And when I learned that, I was like, oh, that explains everything. And now for the most gratuitous shot in the entire game, it's like come on, Square, you knew what you were doing there. And just so you're aware, this character is 14 years old. Let me repeat, this character is 14 years old. Don't get any funny ideas.
Hey, let me go.
Sidek Drak. See, I'm missing those important ones. So still kind of gibberish.
Fed!
See, I'm missing that T, missing that S. Kuno. Ow! But yeah, the battle system in this game is great. It's probably up there as one of my favorites of the Final Fantasy series. Like the level of strategy and just everything you can do with the system, being able to see who's coming up next and being able to switch in party members on the fly, like it's so fluid and smooth. That's why I really like it. And especially when you get to like the later parts of the game, like you really have to like strategize like your turns like perfectly, especially in No Spear Grid, because like a turn can dramatically affect the outcome of the battle, going either towards a win or game over, especially in this. So
Hey,
you
that
have to really
hurts.
plan stuff out perfectly, and especially who you have in.
Whoa. Okay.
We won't really see a lot of that for a few good hours.
Heinous.
And this dude.
Right. Whatever.
Tuli Hood Kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
Ow. Alright, let's talk to this. I think this guy, no, it's this guy. Gives me a potion. Yeah, 3 potions. Nice. Alright, let's save real quick. I know I'm over-saving, but it's like, no, I wanna save just for safety.
Oh, almost forgot.
Almost forgot what? Using the spear grid? No! I can't do that. You didn't see this. Well, actually, no, let's actually look at this, because this is the most we're ever going to see the spear grid in the entire run. But I can't watch this too far, because, like, they actually show, Tidus, like, get an ability. Even though it doesn't actually, like, happen, I think just seeing it will jinx me. But yeah, here's the spear grid. We are not going to touch it really a single time. There is only one possibility, and it is that if I feel things are getting a little too crazy, I will possibly get the ability flee. And all that does is that it allows me to just flee a battle instantly. Whereas I would have to escape regularly and hope that the game gives me like the opportunity there. So if I feel things are just crazy, I will go to this. That'll be my only caveat. But I'm going to try and see how far I can get without ever touching that. So, yeah, you're going to see those numbers pile up because I'm never going to touch
We
it.
found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big... Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Yeah, the face models are a little funky. So, when it came to the HD remaster, they did a lot of the they changed a lot of the faces that were used rather than like the ones on PS2. Some of them can look a little funny. Like Tidus still is like, I still gotta get used to it. I remember Waka at first. I was like, man, what they do to his face? Like they kind of damaged it in this one compared to like the PS2 models. But if I had the PC version, I could actually go back to the older faces because they have a mod that replaces them. Is this really gonna happen? Okay, I was about to say, am I really gonna get to this whole area without a single battle? Like that'd be kind of wild. Steal the grenade. Okay, I know I said I was gonna keep this for a while. I'm going back to the original. The next track that I do want to play is coming up soon, though. I will say, it's coming up very soon. Why is the... Do you hear that? Why is the battle wind music still playing? It's still playing like softly in the background. That's really strange. I've never had that glitch ever happen before. You know, I'm happy it actually happened, like, while I'm recording. Just to be safe, just in case something corrupts, I want to have this as backup. I've literally never had that happen before. It must be something with like switching to the original soundtrack like that. But we're back now, so we should be good. Wait, is it? Is this still It's still playing in the background. What is going on? What is this glitch? When I get to this next save point, I'm probably gonna reset it because I'm kind of sick of it. But not even that. I don't want to be one of those glitches where like it affects the save too, where like I come back in the game and it's still doing that. That is bizarre. Well, there's a first for everything. Alright, boss time. And it's still there in the background. Just subtly, it's there. Alright, there's one. We just gotta do that 9 more times if we can get the slice and dice overdrive. I'm gonna try and get these as fast as I can. So, not in the next area, but in the next area after this, when I get to Kilika, I'm gonna try and see if I can get slice and dice over there. I'm gonna grind a little bit to get slice and dice. Plus, I also I need to get some money because there's a certain weapon. When I get to the area Luca, there's a weapon that I absolutely have to buy. Like, if I don't buy this weapon, there's a boss that almost is straight up impossible without it. And I had to do that. I learned that the hard way when I played it on Twitch. Because I got to this boss, and because I didn't get that weapon, the boss was extremely hard. Like, the amount of luck that you need fighting it without it, like, I don't know how I did it. Because the chances are extremely small towards winning, and I managed to do it after like 3 hours of attempts. But I'm not doing that now. I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna get that weapon. It's the only thing. This fight's going pretty smooth. Like, there's not really much of a strategy, just attack with Titus, steal with question mark, get grenades, use those, so on and so forth. That's it. The fight's already done. Like I said, fairly easy fight. There's not much trouble you can have on this one. Like, for the most part, it's going to be straightforward all the way for the first 5 hours. And it's still there. It's still there. I can still hear it in the background. All right, there's a save point. So I'm going to actually save the game, and I'm going to reload it to see if that fixes it. Oh, wait. I can't save. I have to watch these next cutscenes. And there's like moments like really like cool because you have the cool music playing in the background from the underwater ruins and the visuals happening on screen. And now this moment's gonna be butchered. You're gonna hear the battle like victory fanfare in the background just subtly. this one was cool. Like the camera angle and the culmination of the music. It's really nice. I remember as a kid, like I couldn't even see what this was because I was playing this on an old CRT TV, and the colors were all like off, and it was super dark. So like when they swam down and you see like the ship there, I'm just like, what is that? Like, I couldn't even see this. That's how dark it was. Boy, this really like butchered this first part. That song is still playing. It's like the game is like the game's fighting me because I had the gall to say the arranged soundtrack is in my preferred method. We found the airship. The wreckers were right. It's like they found the airship and the victory theme's playing. Like, yeah, they get their own little personal victory. I always like that moment. It's like he's walking up like yeah, I'm with the guys now. It's like you didn't do anything. You fought a squid and you swam down. This has really ruined the mood of the whole beginning. What a start to this. Oh, I can't wait till this cutscene ends so I can reset.
Whoa, right on.
It's like now I gotta watch Titus eat his weird lasagna with this music being ruined in the back.
Hey! It's 'cause you eat too fast. Hey!
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku?
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo! Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
It's another one of those songs that
We?
doesn't really play
Oh,
too much in the
means
game.
you.
But it's a really good song though. This one
are
always
you
reminds me
guys
of like
anyway?
it has the feel of an old Final Fantasy
We're Albed.
with the vibe.
Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Albed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Albed is.
Gratuitous
Where are
shot
you
number
from?
3.
Xanarkin. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Xanarkin Abes.
Did you hit your head
Yeah,
or
the lip
something?
flaps are definitely off, but you do have to let it slide because this is the first Final Fantasy with voice
Oh,
acting
right.
in it.
Do you remember anything before that?
And because of that, they kind of also ruined the voice acting in it in a way, because they told them, hey, you have to match the voice flaps, and so the timing sometimes in
So I
certain
told her
line
everything
delivery
there
is like
was to
really
tell about
off.
Xanarkin.
Because they have to kind of like speed up
About
some
life
lines.
there, blitzball.
Like,
and
there's this
Shin's
one
attack.
line where like James Arnold Taylor,
And
like they sped his
about
voice
how
up
Aaron
super
and I
quick,
were engulfed in this
where he's like
light.
da 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 da,
I just said things as they
and
came
it
to
sounds
mind.
super obvious.
But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays blitzball there.
What do you mean 1,000 years ago?
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years
Oh,
ago?
another line delivery coming up in a sec.
But I saw Sin
really
attack Xanarkand. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way.
No way! All the way he said. How did it happen 1,000 years ago? No way! Still over the top. Alright, let me save and reload. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And look, it's peace and quiet now. I can hear the cutscenes, and there's no victory theme in the back. Alright, let's actually continue on.
You said... You play blitzball?
Blitzball.
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca? Huh.
Okay, leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise. You'd rather stay here? Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here. Oh. And one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, uh-huh. My Xanarkand? Some kind of holy place?
Oh yeah, another really
Yeah,
good
right, I
line
thought.
read is coming up in a sec.
Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place, that I could go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future?
No way! That delivery cracks me up. It's like, I love this game, but there's some line delivery that's a little that's pretty funny. And there's that theme again. It kicks on at the right time always. Took him down a toilet bowl right there. All right. We've saved. But you know what? I think I'm going to call it right there. This is the perfect stopping point right here. So, I don't know the general time of what the video is at right now, but I want to kind of keep these possibly an hour, maybe a little bit past an hour, but I want to kind of keep it in that range and have each episode kind of be a section of as a whole if I can. I'm going to try and structure it in that way for at least easy viewing. So yeah, that's the first episode, and what a way to start off. Technical issues. Technical issues. That's all I can really think about now is that stupid victory theme playing in the background. But yeah, we've got a lot of parts left. This is a long game, and we've only just begun. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm John GWC, and I will see you later.